This is the Tuned In series. I'm sitting here with Travis, who is the host of
Just Enough for the City. You want to know a little bit about the show, obviously. Just Enough for the City has been running on KSFS now for 2 years. It started Saturday mornings, and this semester I just switched into Friday nights from 7 to 9 p.m. It's a hip-hop, old school soul and R&B with a lot of focus on independent music, and we try and bring in different artists and do live sets on the show, and it's fun.
How did you get the idea to have live performance?
I'm studying in our audio production program here at SF State, and it's just always been interest to me to work with live sound and live audio. So we've just been trying to incorporate that more and more each semester. When I first started, it wasn't really something I was comfortable doing, but now that I know the equipment and I know the station and I have the confidence, it's been nice to bring in different bands and mostly just Bay Area bands, and it's been nice.
How did you get involved in the independent, music scene here in the Bay Area?
Independent music has always been a passion of mine. I really like to support musicians who don't sell out. And even though I do like a lot of bands that do have corporate sponsorships or corporate labels, I don't know, I feel for the musician that has to struggle and put in their time and work and produce it independently.
So where did the name Just Enough for the City come from?
It's actually a title of a Stevie Wonder song, and I don't know, I've just always been a fan of Stevie Wonder, and it just kind of happened and bloomed in the first day of my class with KSFS. I just had to write down a title, and it just kind of came out on the paper, and now it's the longest running show on KSFS.
And it's been, 4 semesters?
This is the 4th semester, and the final one, unfortunately.
You graduate in December?
I do.
There you go. What are you going to do with that great degree?
Oh, I don't know. Just hopefully put it into audio production somewhere. I would love to still be working with music and maybe doing sound design for movies or, switch it up.
How did you get involved? What's your interest from, hip-hop and soul and stuff? Where did that come from?
I can't go back to the first moment that I started to get into hip-hop and soul. I think it's kind of weird because I'm from such, a rural mountain town above Chico, Paradise, California. It's, the hickest town ever. And, I don't know, it's just, I started listening to hip-hop when I was in high school just because it was different. And not a lot of people were into it, and I had a sister who, her husband was really into hip-hop, and I just started getting schooled on it, and it's turned into my favorite genre, and then as I got older, I started to appreciate more and more, soul and R&B, Marvin Gaye, Sam Cooke, old school Stevie Wonder.
What do you like about it? Can you pinpoint something?
Well, if we're talking about specifically hip-hop, which is probably the music I'm most passionate about, I think that hip-hop really gives a voice to this generation, and especially because today, we're sitting in a studio right here, but it doesn't take big studio gear anymore. Any musician can start to record at their house on pretty basic equipment. And so hip-hop is just pretty much a beat and poetry over, keeping the rhythm. And so it gives a lot of people without money voice and gets to be able to tell their story.
So back to your show, you have how many co-hosts?
I have one co-host who comes in every week, and then we have a couple other co-hosts who kind of are more sporadic. Mike Krems, who does the comedy hour on KSFS, he is my right-hand man and keeps the comedy going, and you should check out his show too on KSFS Monday nights. But and then we have another DJ MT Russell from Berkeley, who comes in. So it's nice. I started out doing this alone, and it was really music focused, and I'm still really music focused, but I really like to have good talk segments, and so having collaborators has made it a lot better.
What's been your most memorable show?
Oh,
or at least your top 5 most memorable shows last few years.
I don't know. I've had some really cool bands come in. like last week we had a really good band called Cash Pony come in from Oakland, and they're a group of amazing musicians. But actually, my favorite show was, it's kind of ridiculous, but the show I got the most callers ever was when Taylor Swift was interrupted by Kanye. And we had a bunch of people in here in the studio, and so we just had this really nice panel, and we had all these callers just calling in and outraged, and we had everyone playing sides, and I was on the Kanye side, and everyone else was on the Taylor Swift side. And I'm telling you, I got blasted for everything on that show. Just people calling in angry and passionate, and it turned out to be like the funniest show ever. So.
All right. So Kanye. So you're on Kanye's side.
No, I still appreciate Kanye as a producer, but good radio is all about having strong opinions, even if you don't have those strong opinions. You have to play the sides because that's gonna make people passionate when they're listening and make them want to call in, and so yeah.
All right. Last thing, if you can give me your favorite current song and why?
Favorite current song. I can probably pinpoint an album right now. I'm listening to the new Big Boy Sir Luscious album. It's just super funky, and the beats are amazing. Production is top tier, and just awesome album. Scope it out if you don't have it. And can I plug my website too?
Go ahead.
If anyone's still listening 10 minutes into this interview, it's justenoughforthecity.podomatic.com. Check it out. It's got all my shows, and you can listen anytime.
All right. Thanks so much.
Yeah.